guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Makes Movies. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and today's video, so let's get into it. Back with my original versus remake series, the series that I keep starting and stopping, but this is the first one of the year. And for today's one, we are doing Disney's Peter Pan. So, like I said last year, I do want to try and review every single Disney classic movie we have. And of course, I'm doing this in a random order. I'm going to let the random number generator on Google pick what film I watch for the week. So this week, it went for Peter Pan. And of course, we have had a remake for it. So anytime there has been a Disney movie where there's been a remake, that will be the original versus remake for the week. Now, of course, I had planned to review the original Peter Pan before on my channel before doing this video, but that hasn't happened, unfortunately. But that review will be going up tomorrow instead, which is Friday. So yeah, so we're looking at Disney's Peter Pan. So we're looking at the 1953 animated classic going up against the remake that we got last year. So, of course, with this series, I like to get you guys involved. So I did do a poll and you guys voted for the original, and I was quite surprised that quite a few people did go for the remake, so that shocked me. But a lot of you went for the original. So now with this series, if you are new to this channel, hello. Basically, I talk about my thoughts on the original film and then on the remake, and then I let you guys know which one I prefer. So let's get into it by starting talking about the original. Okay, so with the original film, I did grow up on this film because my sister absolutely loved this film growing up. This is one of her favourite Disney films, along with Robin Hood. But for me, I don't know why, but for many years, I struggled to truly get into Peter Pan. You'd think it'd be my kind of thing, you know, pirates, sword fighting, magic, things like that. But growing up, I could never truly get into it. Now, I will say that over the years, watching it from time to time, it has grown on me slowly but surely. And of course, rewatching it yesterday in prep for this video, I'm quite surprised at how much more I am enjoying it. Now, it's not one of my absolute favourites of Disney. It might make my top 20 of Disney. I'm not 100% sure. I look forward to seeing where it does land when I do rank all 62 movies. But the Peter Pan Disney version, I've grown to love. And it's the case of, I do like the story, I do like the characters, the animation is beautiful, especially for the Neverland scenes. Absolutely amazing, beautiful colours, it sets the scene, it feels magical. I do like some of the lines in this film. I do find it funny that there's a crocodile with a ticking noise that Captain Hook's afraid of. I will say Captain Hook is one of my favourite villains from Disney. Not my top favourite, but he is one of the ones that I do remember the most. Like, when you think of a villain, obviously the ones that come to me are like Scar, Ursula, Cruella de Vil, but Hook does come into it. Sorry, but yeah, so the story of Peter Pan is basically he comes and takes Wendy, John and Peter, takes Wendy and her brothers to Neverland and things like that. We've got some other characters like Smee, who's Captain Hook's right-hand man. He's quite a good character. I do enjoy his character. He's got some funny lines. But yeah, so Peter Pan, the original story that Disney is not based on, is a lot more darker. So that one's more... I'm not going to explain that one because that's a bit dark to talk about. But for what they did, I think they did a great job. And I like the fact of, ever since that Peter Pan movie, we have had non-stop versions of Peter Pan. I mean, we've had Hook, we've had Peter Pan from like 2003, in the 2000s, somewhere there. I mean, we had Pan a few years ago, and of course now we've got the remake. So I think that did kick off a lot of versions of Peter Pan that we have gotten over the years. And it was a good start. It is a good film. It is one of the good Disney classics that we have gotten. But I don't know why, but it is just, I cannot truly get into this film. Not like Lilo and Stitch or Treasure Planet or anything like that. I still enjoy it, but it's not one that I would automatically go to. When I think Disney, I feel like I want to watch Princess and the Frog. I feel like I want to watch Lilo and Stitch, Treasure Planet, things like that. So this is not one of my go-to Disney films, but it's definitely one I recommend watching because it is a classic. It is fun. It's enjoyable. It's short and sweet. It's literally like an hour and 20 minutes, so you can bosh that out in one day. So yeah, the original, like I said, has grown on me over the years, and I definitely look forward to the next time I'll be watching it. But now, let's talk about the remake. So the remake is the one we got last year, and that is Peter Pan and Wendy. So, of course, over the past few years, Disney has been doing live action remakes of their classics. To me personally, that's basically them saying, we've run out of ideas, so let's do live action remakes of the films we've done before. Some films work, some films don't. I'm going to be completely honest, this one kind of works. Not exactly the best that we've gotten live action wise, but it's not been the worst, in my opinion anyway. So, for example, with this one, some of the remakes have sort of like copy and pasted stuff, some haven't. Here comes a cattail. This one has kind of done things a little bit different. I will say some of the down points is that Captain Hook doesn't feel that much of a bad guy, not compared to the original anyway. Jude Law, he did do a good job, but I'm not gonna lie, when I think Captain Hook, I do think of the original one, or I do think of Killian Jones from Once Upon a Time. So, to me, this Captain Hook seemed a bit more tamed, it seemed a bit more laid back. Now, I do like the fact we got a bit more of a backstory with Captain Hook and Peter Pan. Not much of a backstory, but we got a little bit more. And I do like the fact that they changed the ending a little bit. One of my other gripes as well is that Neverland doesn't feel as magical as the animated one did. So with all the bright colours that we got with the animation, with the remake, it was more realistic. They set it on an island. But I liked the colours. I liked the imagination. I liked the brightness of Neverland there. Whereas with this one, it just felt like they went from London to an island. So it didn't feel all that magical to me. Also, I will say the pacing as well is a little bit odd. Now, for the first half of the film, you do feel like they're quickly going through the Peter Pan story, like the original. Like they're cutting from when Peter goes and gets Wendy to when when Wendy and her brothers get taken instead of Tiger Lily. And I feel like it does go pretty fast in that sense, because I feel like what it's trying to do is it's trying to make you feel nostalgic for the original, and you're seeing things from the original, but in a fast pace, whilst they're trying to get to the other thing that they want to do, which is do things slightly different and change the story up. Now, I like it when a remake does that. I love it when it changes things up. Not completely changes it all, but you still feel like you are watching the original whilst also getting some new bits. But for me, I think it is just the pacing and the way they did Neverland. It just didn't feel as magical as when you watch the original. When you watch the original, you feel the magic, you feel the happiness, you feel the sorrow, you feel the, like, all of this. I mean, obviously, back then, Peter Pan, I mean, even now, when you watch it on Disney Plus, it comes up with a description saying it is not as good as it used to be in the sense of with the Indians and things like that, because obviously things have changed over the years. But to me, I love the magic of the original, and I think the remake did a decent job. It wasn't absolutely terrible compared to some that I have watched. But I will say it just missed that magic to me. Like, I like the part with the ship floating in the air. That was magical. But to me, I felt like it missed out on the magic. It felt dark, like especially in lighting and things like that. Like, it didn't look colourful. So to me, it just didn't feel like Neverland. As much as I've not loved the original film so much, I can feel the magic. You know, it's one of those things. And I will say both these films have got pretty much the same score, so it's quite hard in the sense of basically trying to sound like one's better than the other. But if I had to give my absolute honest opinion, I think the better movie is the original one. I know it's like I said, I didn't grow up on loving it so much, but over the years I have enjoyed it more. But when you've watched the remake straight after watching the original, you can feel the difference in story. And I feel like with these Disney remakes, what they need to do is they need to keep that magic that the original film gave. And for this one, it just lacked a little bit. I do like the characters. I do like the fact that Wendy took a bit more of a role in this one. I don't like the fact she was a little bit harsh in places, but at the same time, it was nice to have a different kind of Wendy, you know? Tiger Lily, I think she did a great job, even though she was only in a few scenes. But yeah, so overall, both films are good. However, like I said, if I had to choose one, it would be the original because of the magic it makes you feel, because of all the bright colours, because of the story. I feel like that one was better told. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and also notification bell down below to be notified when I post. And also leave me your comments and thoughts on Peter Pan, both the original and the remake. Or let me know if any of the others you enjoyed, like Hook with Robin Williams, or Pan from, I think it was like 2019, 2018, something like that. Or Peter Pan that we got in the 2000s. Which version of Peter Pan is your favourite? Let me know in the comments down below. My next original remake, I will not know until next week, because obviously it depends on what my random number Disney generator does. But I have got a plan for a remake if it's not going to be a Disney one, so I've got the wheels turning. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this original versus remake. I am going to try and do these more often. I'm going to try and post as much as I can, because I do miss doing this. I miss talking to you guys about movies and things like that. So I'm hoping to be full on back on track. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.